let's dive in. So what I'll do, I will do kind of general overview, kind of bird's eye view of the agent platform in Medicare Pro. Of course, we have two different platforms, the agency and the agent. Primary difference, the agent-only platform is for agents managing their clients, pretty self-explanatory, and then the agency platform is for agencies to manage their downline agents. If you have the agency platform, it also comes with the agent platform where you can manage your own book of business too. So,
Andrew, which model are our agents signing up for when they go in?
most of yours are on the agent platform.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, anybody can be converted to an agency platform at any time. It's really easy, and then they can start inviting their downlines, and you can build a hierarchy tree. So. But yeah, so this is the agent dashboard. You know, it's really meant to just give the agent quick information about their book of business or important things they need to take care of. You know, you got your client count, policy count. Any activities that you need to complete are visible here for the agent. They can toggle past to today, coming up. There is a dedicated activities page. So it's like tasks and to-dos. The dashboard will also list any scope of appointments or ACA forms that they need to countersign that they've sent in the CRM, and then various things that you can't see currently. Monthly renewal, yearly production will start to fill in as the agent starts populating their book of business, or when we start receiving enrollment data from Connection after successful enrollments. Birthday list, aging in list. So this is a nice feature. Medicare Pro will just kind of scan your database and find folks that are aging in, and it'll show you where they are in relation to their birth month. So that's really handy. Next, you got your certification tracker, and then Part D penalty calculator down at the bottom. Getting data into Medicare Pro, we try to make it as easy as possible. For new agents, we recommend using the import method. So they click their initials and then click import. There's two ways they can go about getting data into the system. They can use the carrier files. So they go to United Healthcare, Humana, download their book of business reports, and then upload those right into Medicare Pro. Or they can, of course, use some sort of external Excel file, either from a different CRM or their own custom file. If using a carrier file, they'll just grab it from their desktop and then let us know what company it's coming from. We have over 100 different carriers mapped, so we know that Ascension column G is the MBI, et cetera, et cetera. So this is the quickest and most efficient and accurate way to get the data into the system, but we can support pretty much anything. Once that's done, each client or prospect will have their own profile page. So the best way is just to use the quick search button up here to find people. But you do have a Rolodex feature as well. It kind of lists your clients like this. This is obviously a pretty slow way to find somebody, but it does give you kind of a more visual breakdown. So let's go into a client profile page, and we'll go through all of that right now. The profile page is broken up into a few different sections to kind of help the agent manage all the data that's necessary to capture. And the first one is contact info. All these different sections are accessed here on the left. You know, your basic CRM fields, right? The status of the person, their name, date of birth, spouse, marital status, things of that nature. Contact information, address, authorized representative or caretaker. You can assign their name and then the different powers they hold. Connections, this is how you can link different profiles in the CRM. So if we're working with John and we also know that his brother is a client of ours, we can connect them. So let's find Robert, this guy, and we'll say they're brothers, and then save. So it makes it nice. You can kind of see the relationship and how everything is tied together. If doing ACA, family independent section is important, document children, other dependents. Next is the policies section. So in here, to add a policy, just click Add Policy, and Medicare Pro supports a nice swath of policy options. If doing MAPD or PDP, we feed in all of the available companies based on the client service area from CMS records. Once the agent clicks the company, the plans that company offers in the service area will become available to select. What's nice with the Connection integration though is if that's the primary source of how your agents are enrolling people, then Connection is going to send that enrollment data right back to us, and we'll add the policy instantaneously right on the account. So the agent shouldn't really have to be adding policies to client profile pages unless, you know, they're like life insurance or different product types that aren't offered on Connection, or if they did an enrollment like directly on the carrier site. Provider information, an agent can come in here and add providers. Pretty straightforward. Prescription drug, same process, pharmacies, and then the health trackers area. This is kind of neat if, you know, after gathering the drug list, you realize, okay, you know, yeah, this person has diabetes and maybe they have some other condition. You might want to keep track of that as an agent. And then you can run reports on this from the reporting page. So if Humana rolls out a brand new CSNP, we want to quickly, easily be able to find all of our clients who qualify for that. So we can send them a bulk email or something and make sure we're doing a really good job servicing them. Below that is our notes and logs section. You know, hey, pretty straightforward, just putting in some notes. And then the logs here, this is where you can view your call logs or SMS logs that have fed in through a connected VoIP phone. And I'll go through the list of VoIP carriers here in a second. You can connect your Outlook email to Medicare Pro, and this section will feed in all of your sent and received email communications with the client. Document section. So if you have a PDF of an application or a scope, you can just throw that right in here. And then finally is the private info section. Everything in here is protected by the agent's security PIN. If you haven't set one up, it's going to notify you right here. You need to do that. So you just click that little link and then set up a PIN. And that's a universal PIN. So no matter what profile page you're on, you can throw that in. And this is where you'll document social security numbers, household income, driver's license, and then Medicare information, Part A, Part B, Medicaid assistance levels, state pharmaceutical assistance program data, VA, and then the vault is kind of a catch-all for any other sensitive data you want to keep in this section as an agent. So those are the data points within Medicare Pro.
Andrew,
Yeah,
sorry,
go
I have
for
a
it.
question.
Of course.
So with the integration that's upcoming with RetireFlow for the scope and then for like the providers and pharmacies that will feed in from RetireFlow to Medicare Pro, is that how that will work?
Yeah, that integration, that's exactly right. So what's going to happen is if there's provider data that the client filled out and it gets sent back to us, we're going to archive all of the provider information currently on John Farr's account. So we don't delete it, we archive it. And then whatever's on the RetireFlow is going to replace it. Same with the prescription drugs and same with the pharmacies. And then scope of appointments, those will land in the SOA section of Medicare Pro. So from within here, you can start an SOA or an ACA consent form right from here. So what you'll see is a kind of a listed item with a link to the RetireFlow copy of it.
Thank you. That sounds good.
Absolutely. Yeah, so let's just kind of take that to the next step. So yeah, let's say we sent out our RetireFlow survey. We got the data back in John Farr's account. And here we're looking at everything. Cool, yep, got it. Drugs, got it. At this point, as an agent, we can come over here and just click this enroll button. And that's going to bundle up all of the information on John Farr's account and post it over to Connecture. It should be a single sign-on for the agents, so they'll just land on John Farr's account, right on Connecture, and then begin the quoting and enrolling process. Once they've done a successful enrollment, Connecture is going to immediately post that data back to John Farr's account, and the agents should see that policy listed right here. If they happen to add additional providers or prescriptions while in Connecture, we will get those and then append the list here on John's profile. A couple other things you can do on the profile page, make alert. So these are time-specific notifications that you want to set for yourself. Let's say we help John out and all of a sudden his wife just comes out of the back room. It's like, geez, John, didn't even know you were married, man. What's going on? Oh yeah, this is my wife, Bertha. She's going to be retiring from her employer in 8 months, actually. Well, cool. That's a great opportunity for an alert. So we'll say, hey, system, just email me or send me a text message December 1st, 2025 with this information. It's just kind of set it and forget it. It's too far in the future to really make an activity because then it's just going to clog up our activities list for 8 months. So the alert's perfect for this. It'll let us know when we need to know about the information. Activity, went over that. Set appointment. You can either use Medicare Pro's internal default calendar, or you can sync with Outlook currently and have all your events interact with Outlook. So if you do set an appointment or create an event in Medicare Pro, all of those are viewable from your dedicated calendar within the system. And if this is connected to Outlook, it'll feed in all of your Outlook events. So if you made an event on your Outlook app on your phone while you're driving, you'll see it in Medicare Pro as well. Few marketing things you can do, like send mail. We do integrate with a really cool company, Thanks.io, also Direct Mail Manager. So right from the profile page, you can generate a postcard, note card, gift card, letter, right to your client. It's really neat. You can also send emails. If an agent doesn't have Outlook or coming soon Gmail connected, they can email right through Medicare Pro. That's fine. We use their username as the sender. Send SMS. If you have a connected VoIP phone that currently supports programmatic SMS, then you can text right through Medicare Pro. Ringless voicemails, and then you can sync your contact maybe with an external service. And since you guys are using RetireFlow, you probably don't need to worry about the client portal. Client portal is our version. We've had this since about 2020. Pretty much does the same thing as RetireFlow, but doesn't require an integration.
Okay. So we'll probably have agents who don't have RetireFlow too, so then they'd be able to use that client portal.
Yeah, perfect. Yep. And we have a ton of information about the client portal in our help articles. So at any time, was someone asking a question? Okay, never mind. Yeah, so if you need to kind of refresh yourself on any of this stuff, our help articles are quite robust. So you can type in like portal, and this gives you a complete rundown of how to create a client portal version. So you could have an ACA portal, Medicare portal, life insurance portal, and it'll walk you through all of that. Okay, moving on from the profile page, let's jump into the reporting page real quick. Great place to find people in your database based on any condition that you want, really. So let's say you wanted to find all your clients on a particular plan, because we know that their benefits are going to stink next year. We can come in here and run a quick report by individual status, active client, and then we can just isolate by the plan name. So we'll say, hey, I want to find everybody on that Aetna Medicare Value Plus. That thing is going in the trash can. Cool. Now we have our list of people on that plan. From here, we can click actions and do a few different things. We could send everybody a postcard, note card through thanks.io. We can do a blast email right through Medicare Pro. We could send everybody a ringless voicemail, print mailing labels, or do a contact sync. If you want to go old school, you can just export to a CSV and do whatever you want with the files. If you wanted to do some sort of bulk email within Medicare Pro, all you have to do is make sure you have some templates set up. So in the reporting page under the templates section, this is where an agent will make all of these. And what's really cool too is you guys can make a lot of these templates and then make them available to your downline agents. So when they get to this section, they will see a third option called shared templates. They can click that and then grab all the templates that you've made and shared with the downlines. Or they can hit starter template and peruse our list of options. So yeah, let's say we wanted to do like an AEP blast. So here's a kind of a popular starter template. We'll grab that. So we have all these merge variables that the agents can use to fill in information right on the fly. The list of those is right here. So information about the client, information about policies. So it can grab policy data, PCP, the agent data, and then client portals. So you can embed which portal you want to send and then do it in bulk to all your clients. So once you have a template made, let me save that bad boy. And then from right here, we go actions, send emails. Pick the template we want to use. If you want to combine husband and wife under the same email, you can do that. And then preview. So this one's going out to Robert. This one's going out to Elizabeth. So you hit send, and then all those emails will be queued and then processed. I think it's 50 emails get sent every 1 minute or 30 seconds, something like that. That just helps your deliverability. You don't want to blast out 2,000 emails all in one go. A lot of domains will flag you. Cool. So kind of piggybacking on the whole template concept, you can start using your different templates in our automation suite. If you click your profile picture initial and go to automations, this is where you can really get Medicare Pro to start working for you on the back end. So let's say, we definitely want to send an email to a client after we've done an enrollment, right? We just want to kind of recap everything that we did, thank them for trusting you, and kind of list some information about their policies. So that's something we could make a quick template for in our reporting page. We'll just select this new policy template. This looks pretty good. It's going to list the name of the company, the plan, and the effective date of the policy. So if we go to automations, we're just going to create a new automation. So what we want to do is have this trigger when a new policy is added to Medicare Pro. So first thing we do is select the trigger. So we're going to say, hey, when a new policy status is added, and we can have it just track every policy that's added, or we can get a little more granular and say, hey, only when a pending policy is submitted, right, with a future effective date. That's really what I'm after. So I'll add that little criteria, and we can say, hey, this is only for people who speak Spanish, or this is only for a particular policy type. Say we only want to do this for MAPDs and PDPs. We're going to have a different automation for supplements. Okay, cool. So this guy is ready to be triggered. So now we have to tell the system what we want the trigger to do. So we'll add an action, and we'll say immediately, let's go ahead and send an email, and we're going to use our new policy template. We could make this same day, perhaps like a couple hours later, or maybe the next day. It's really up to the agent. So now this one's ready to go. And we can piggyback these actions. So, that immediate email is really cool, but ideally we'd like to follow up with them again 1 week later. Maybe this time we're going to send a text message to them with a template that, says, hey, have you got your cards in the mail? Give me a holler. If not, if you have any questions, let me know. Just making sure you're touching the client. So, all right, so let's take a step back and see how this all kind of works together. So come AP, you send your either client portal or RetireFlow survey over to John. Hands off. John updates his information, fills out his data. Data flows into Medicare Pro. From Medicare Pro, the agent clicks enroll. All the data goes then to Connection. Agent does the enrollment on Connection. The policy data comes right back to John's account. And then that could simultaneously trigger that automation we set up. And now our client John is immediately getting an email listing information about his policy. And then a week later, he'll get that follow-up email making sure he got his cards in the mail. So the agent really didn't have to do much work at all. And you can see how all these systems kind of tie together to create extreme efficiency. You could create another automation that listens for when the policy is active, because that's fine, right? But what we really want to do is use this technology to touch the clients throughout the year, right? So we want to start a campaign of retention on that client. So we'll say, hey, when the policy status is changed to active on the effective date, now I want to start like a 30, 60, 90 campaign to the client. So immediately we could send an email or text message. Hey, John, congratulations. Your policy with X and X is now active. Please start using your benefits. Give me a call if you have any questions. And then we can have another action that reaches out a month later, 3 months later, 6 months later. And that all just automatically happens. To top it all off, we could do a birthday automation that'll automatically send, postcard, email, text message when the client has a birthday. So with a little bit of time, an agent can really set themselves up well to kind of nurture that retention pipeline and really do a good job with very minimal output by the agent. Any questions on any of this stuff? I know it's a little bit, you can kind of get lost in the weeds on it a little bit.
Not myself. Anybody else?
I do have a question holistically about it. So we work with a lot of, most of our agent base is older, so technology is a challenge for them. However, don't you guys have some sort of breakdown of each tool in this system on a on a YouTube page that's an easy to follow video that they could refer to. Like if they wanted to set up this automation system, but they're kind of struggling with it.
Mhm.
Like a short video guide on step by step how to do it.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely.
Okay, good. That's all I want
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
What, Andrew, do you have those videos where we could post them on our agent portal? Prior to diving into Medicare Pro, or is it something within your tool once they sign up? Where can we find that?
Yeah, so our tutorial videos are accessible right here from the login. I can shoot you over the link to them though. That's no problem.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Thank
that's always the biggest hurdle, right? Kind of that learning curve.
Yeah.
So we try to do what we can to make sure everyone has the tools they need. All right, let's jump into settings just quickly, and we'll go through some of these items. Most importantly, like VoIP phones. These are all the different phone companies we integrate with. We're always adding new ones because there's like a billion out there. But these ones have proven to be pretty reliable. Of course, Ring Central, there we go. Open Phone is one of our newer integration partners. So they all work in a very similar way. Once as an agent, you conclude a call or send or receive an SMS, these carriers will send us the log data, and then we'll ingest it. If there is a call recording on the log, we'll pull that in, we'll make a copy of it and store that independently of the carrier as well, so that, if you're unsatisfied with go-to and you want to move to open phone, you're not going to lose that record in the CRM. Everything's consolidated. Some different integrations available. We have like Calendly. Great service. So a lot of agents will send a bulk email to all their clients, September with their Calendly link. Hey, set a time on my calendar so we can discuss your Medicare. Once they make a booking, their information will come to the CRM. You can have the CRM automatically send them out a scope or their client portal. We'll probably enhance this and have it automatically send out the RetireFlow survey of your choice as well once that's completed. So that's a cool service. Of course, Outlook, Thanks.io for physical mail. If you don't want to use Medicare Pro's internal bulk email service, you can integrate any of these options and then sync contacts from Medicare Pro over. Mailbox Power, kind of very similar to that. Direct Mail Manager for postcards. Current Client is a standalone SMS service. CareCycle is a AI receptionist service. So clients can call the CareCycle phone number. CareCycle will pull their information from Medicare Pro, and then their AI bot has intelligent conversations with them. It's pretty freaking remarkable what they can do. Slide Broadcast for ringless voicemails, and then of course Sunfire and Connecture. So your agents won't use this particular section.
Okay.
So there are some organizations who've opened up their Connecture globally, but it is quite rare. So, but you guys know how to manage your agents from the agency platform, so that's where you'll do that. And then of course we got some various lead vendors that you can have leads automatically sent to your CRM. And then Simple Texting is another standalone SMS company. Yeah, the connect button will take you through the process of integrating your account. Yeah, like CareCycle. I suppose we could have had hyperlinks to the website. Yeah, and there's other things in here that agents will naturally stumble upon, and it'll make sense, like the analytics page. Just gives visual representations of your book of business. Clients by source, clients by state, policies by company, our renewal projection. right? It can kind of forecast that for the agent, consolidates renewals by company, by product type and by company. And then the schedule breaks down their renewals by product type and then company, showing each client and their projected renewal going, I think is 14 months into the future. There's a spot that agents can load in like important company links or important like writing numbers or phone numbers for different carriers that are accessible from this little pop out. Of course, you can change your theme, you can change your navigation depending on what you want. Lots of little things they'll kind of discover. But, I think some of the main things you'll get questions on is, hey, how do I get my data in the system? Like, I don't want to manually come in here and add all my people. So you'll probably get that question a lot, and that's easily solvable through the import mechanism. We try to kind of explain the process before somebody begins, and they have to kind of acknowledge they understand. If you're using carrier files, make sure you're not opening them, make sure you're not editing them before you import. So you get a lot of questions on that. And of course, the connector integration, you'll get a lot of questions on how that works. Hopefully I did an okay job explaining that to you guys, but if there's anything doesn't make sense, just give me a call or shoot me an email.